I don't know what's scarier, the fact that you're staying in your comfort zone even though you're literally just filled with anxiety about the future and regrets about the past, or the fact that you've convinced yourself you're actually comfortable there. And action. Thank you so much for reporting for duty for the Pretty Princess Command Center, episode 7, where I'm gonna tell all of you pretty princesses why your comfort zone is so dangerous and how you're gonna get out of it, because we don't need to live there, okay? Our comfort zone is just a stop along the way. It's not a place where we spend our lives, okay? And of course, if you want to be an official member of the Pretty Princess Command Center, all you have to do is subscribe. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, don't think that much into it, right? Like, it's literally just like you press a little button and then boom, you're a pretty princess for life. That's it. That's all it is. But hey, it's up to you. It's up to you. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to chapter 1. Let's actually start to understand comfort zones. I know we all have a pretty general idea of what a comfort zone is, and like we all have our own notion of it in our head, but I feel like the best way to actually understand it is to look at it from a psychological perspective. A behavioral state where a person is operating in an anxiety neutral condition using a limited set of behaviors to deliver a steady level of performance, usually without the sense of risk. Within the comfort zone, there isn't much incentive for people to reach new heights of performance. Okay, you heard that. Anxiety neutral condition, which literally is just meaning like your comfort zone is a place where you're so comfy cozy and you're not doing anything differently that would incite anxiety or nerves or anything like that, right? Like it's literally just a safe place for you to stay, okay? It's just, you don't have to fear anything while you're in this comfort zone. It's just, you could be all cutesy, comfy, cozy, and carry on, right? When you're there, you can literally just carry on acting how you've been acting every single day. Whatever routines you're used to, whatever mindsets you have, whatever like mentality you have going into the day, you're perfectly fine to just stay running with all that, because there's no sense of urgency, there's no sense of fear, there's no sense of literally anything else, right? So it's literally just the safest place you could be. It's just your cute little bubble, and as long as nobody comes into the bubble that's not welcome, and as long as you don't have to leave the bubble, you're okay. Like life is good, right? You know how there's bare minimum for the dating world, right? Okay, so basically your comfort zone is the bare minimum. Your comfort zone is just a baseline for all of your behaviors. I want you to start thinking of your comfort zone as your bed, okay? Just think of like your nice comfy cozy bed that you just love to get into every night, and just, oh, you get to snuggle up on the weekends, and like maybe you don't have to wake up super early on the weekends. You could just sleep in and whatever. Like, oh, it's just, oh, it's so cozy inviting, right? But we're not supposed to stay in bed all day, right? We're not supposed to stay in bed all day. We're supposed to wake up, we're supposed to get our chores done, run our errands, go to work, pick up the kids, do whatever you have to do during the day, okay? We're not supposed to stay in our bed all day. And just like we're not supposed to stay in bed all day long, we are not supposed to stay in our comfort zones all day long. Our comfort zone is there for a reason. It's a safety net. It's a place where, okay, I did this really hard thing, so like let me run back here, like recharge for a minute, and now I have the confidence to go do that hard thing again. And the more I do it, the less hard it becomes. It becomes just like a natural state of being. So now I don't really need to go back to my comfort zone, because like I'm not scared of what's outside of it anymore, so I don't need to go back to it. The main reason it can get so dangerous in terms of like your mental state and just how you move through life and how you go about achieving goals and how you go about your relationships and just your outlook on life, the reason it can be so dangerous is because you don't actually realize how uncomfortable it's becoming. And once you realize like, oh shit, like I'm uncomfortable, because you're in your comfort zone, you're probably just gonna surrender to these feelings and just be like, oh, well, I'm in my comfort zone and life is fucking shitty, so like what am I supposed to do about it? Like you become a victim to the environment that you've put yourself in. And I'm not talking about a physical environment, I'm talking about your comfort zone, which is a mental environment you've created up here, because all your comfort zone is literally just like a made up land in your head. Comfort zone is only where it is because you've exhibited and acted out a certain set of behaviors for a consistent period of time that created your habits, which are your routines. So habitually you do certain things every single day without even thinking, because it's just you're on autopilot and that's just who it is. So that's what actually makes up your comfort zone. So when you want to leave your comfort zone, all you're really doing is just like shifting a habit in your life. So let's say you wake up at 7 and you're like, I want to start waking up earlier, but like it's so hard and it's so hard for me to go to sleep earlier and it's so hard to do this. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be hard, but if you decide I'm gonna change this one tiny little habit, and instead of waking up at 7, I'm gonna wake up at 6:45. That's you deciding I'm gonna leave my comfort zone. And maybe I'm not fucking going 19,000 miles across the country. Maybe I'm just going 5 minutes down the street. That's you leaving your comfort zone, and that's you being able to like incite this confidence in yourself, right? So like when you could consistently show up for yourself and be like, wait, I did that once, I could do it again, I could do it the next day, I could do it the next day. why was I so scared of this? So before I get too ahead of myself, we're gonna just start with chapter 2, understanding why and how comfort zones are actually so dangerous. I know we touched on it, but we're gonna deep dive into it. Carrying on with the same imagery of your comfort zone is your bed. So literally just picture your bed, or like picture a hotel bed. Like, I don't know, picture the comfiest bed you could picture in your mind, right? And just like, oh, I'm so cozy, I can snuggle up and it's so warm, so sleepy, so cozy and safe. You don't have to try to be comfortable in that bed. You don't have to try to get cozy. You don't have to try to be happy and warm. You just are, because that's just, being in that bed just naturally allows you to exhibit the behavior of like, I'm comfortable, I'm safe, I'm happy, I'm warm, I'm cozy. You don't have to try to be all those things. So just like with our comfort zone, we don't have to try to stay there. Naturally, we are just staying there. Like, naturally, you just stay in our comfort zone. Like, we're literally human. We want to take the path of least resistance. Like, why would we want to do something harder if we don't have to, right? So just like how easy it is to stay in bed all day and be so comfy cozy and forget about all your responsibilities in the world, it's literally so easy to just stay in your comfort zone. And we can continue living on every single day in our comfort zone. We could carry on. That's fine. It's literally fine. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. And that's fine. But the dangerous territory and the problems of comfort zone comes when you choose to do that. You choose to stay in your comfort zone, so therefore you choose to believe that all of your dreams that you want to achieve, all your goals that you want to reach, you're choosing to believe that those are out of reach. You're choosing to be like, well, there's nothing I can do about it because this is my life right now, so there's literally nothing I can do about it. No. You're choosing to stay in your comfort zone, which means you're choosing to not reach your dreams. You're choosing to not attain your goals. You're choosing to not live the life that you would prefer to live because you're thinking, well, like, what am I supposed to do about it? Like, it's not my fault that I'm in my comfort zone. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Yes, it is. I'm not trying to be dense. Like, I very much understand that there are real life situations and reality comes into play. And whether that's like an emotional reality or an actual physical surrounding reality comes into play. But at the end of the day, if you can just realize there, even if you're taking this big of a step towards leaving your comfort zone, towards achieving your dreams, towards reaching a goal, towards bettering yourself, you can literally just like take that tiny little step and be like, oh, wait, I didn't have to be a victim in my own reality. And guess what? Reality is all up here. Reality is all up here. Yes, there's this physical world that we live in, but everybody lives in a different reality because we're all experiencing it for the first time through our eyes with our own experiences backing us, okay? So your reality is what you make it. Okay. Imagine you get home from a long day and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get into bed. It's gonna be so nice and cozy. But when you get into your room, you're like, oh my gosh, the dog peed on my bed. And guess what? Somebody spilled a bowl of cereal on my bed too. Oh, and perfect. There's literally no sheets or blankets on my bed. Perfect. A place where you were once so happy to be, so excited to go, so happy to be. Now you're like, what the actual fuck? What is this? Can you just imagine you get home from a long day at work and that's what you see? Like, you want to be anywhere else. You don't want to deal with that. But you have a few choices. You could say, whatever, I'm tired, and just go to sleep in the mess, which, ew. You could say, I'm tired, I'm going to deal with this tomorrow. You could go to sleep on the couch. You could go to your friend's house and sleep, like whatever. You could just say, I'm gonna deal with this tomorrow, but not right now. Or you could clean the mess completely despite being tired. You could put new sheets on the bed and you could sleep and you could get a good night's rest knowing that, okay, that was hard and I really didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway, and I'm gonna thank myself when I wake up in the morning, and I'm gonna have a better night's sleep. Even if I'm not gonna get as much sleep as I could have, I'm still gonna get a good night's sleep. So maybe your comfort zone started as this big comfy bed that was just so, such nice cozy blankets and pillows, and the TV was on and you had room service without having to pay for it. Like, maybe that's how your comfort zone started. But over time, the bed has just started to kind of look like the mess we described, right? Like, it's kind of just starting to get like, ooh, like, I don't know where that tissue came from. Like, I don't know what this stain is. The mess we just described, that dog pee on your bed, is the regrets you have about not starting sooner. And the spilled cereal is you being so scared every single day that you're not gonna reach your goals and you're gonna live a sad life that you're not happy to be a part of. And the no sheets and the blankets is you just being in this constant state of stress and guilt about not being better for yourself. So guess what? That's what your comfort zone starts to look like over time. The longer you stay in it, the more disgusting and miserable it becomes. The only reason you're really feeling all these feelings, right? So you're like anxious about the future and if you're gonna reach your goals or not, and oh my gosh, like I should have started sooner. Like, why didn't I do this 2 months ago? Like, why didn't I do this yesterday? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that to myself. Like, all of these feelings, I know we've all felt them, but the only reason we're actually feeling them is because we know we can be better. If we didn't know we could be better, if we didn't have that like innate, I can do better, I can be better, there is better out there that I could have, I could be a part of. If you didn't feel that, you wouldn't feel anxious, you wouldn't feel regret, because you wouldn't have to. If you just were like, no, this is my comfort zone and this is what I know and this is all I have, you're probably not gonna feel much. You're gonna be like, oh, okay. You're just gonna accept it. But when you feel those like terrible, terrible feelings of like worries and anxiousness and regret and guilt and stress, it's because you know there's better out there. It's because you know you can be doing more to make your life better. Life is all about choices. So the choice is up to you, and your two choices now, you can say, my comfort zone is no longer a place where I feel comfortable. I'm going to leave. That's choice number one. Choice number two is I'm just gonna accept that even though my comfort zone fills me with a bunch of stress, anxiety, worries, and negative emotions, I'm just gonna stay here and accept that it is what it is. And when you decide to leave your comfort zone, guess what? You're never gonna be able to come back. And that's actually so much less scary than it sounds. I know that it sounds scary. I know that it sounds terrifying. But when you decide to say, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna leave my comfort zone, at the end of the day, when you come back, that's not your comfort zone anymore. Because you're never gonna be that same person ever again. You're never gonna be the person you were that didn't leave their comfort zone. If you decide to say, this is my comfort zone, I'm gonna get up and leave it, when you come back, this comfort zone no longer exists because you're no longer the same person that was living in this state of comfort. You are no longer the same person that was living in this comfort zone. Your comfort zone has moved. Your comfort zone is a little bit less stressful now. Your comfort zone is like a lot cleaner, a lot prettier. It smells a lot better. Like, oh my gosh, wait, you're never gonna go back to your old comfort zone. Literally just think about your comfort zone right here, okay? Right when you leave it, it crumbles. It falls apart, but the beauty of it is that a new one will spring up. And it's there for you. It's your safety net. No matter how many leaps you take, you're always gonna have this safety net because it will always be there because it's growing with you. New comfort zones literally just form and follow you all throughout life. And the longer you stay in them, the messier they get and the more uncomfortable they become. So if you can just start being like, okay, I'm gonna leave this comfort zone, I'm gonna go to this one, I'm gonna go to this one, I'm gonna go to this one, they're just gonna continue to progress with the quality of your life. Which is why it's so, so crucial to leave your comfort zone, okay? Because no matter how scary it feels to take that leap, no matter how scary it feels to leave your place of comfort, it's always going to feel scarier knowing that you put yourself in this box that you don't fit into anymore, but you can't get out of it. It's gonna feel so scary, be like, oh my God, like what did I do? Like I got myself in this huge giant mess and I can't get out of it now. You can get out of it. You can get out of it, okay? But you know what's way easier than having to get out of something is not getting in it in the first place. Staying in your comfort zone just allows you to sit in a space of a less than ideal headspace. And the longer you're sitting in a place with a less than ideal headspace, the worse it becomes and the harder it gets to get out of it. Let's say you want to start working out, but oh, I'm too tired. It's too hard. I don't have enough time. Oh, the gym is too expensive. Oh, I can't do that. Like I can't be bothered. No, I have this problem and it keeps me from being able to do that. Okay, good for you. So now that you've said all that, just know you're no longer allowed to say, oh, I wish I was in better shape. Oh, I wish I felt healthier. Oh, I wish I could move my body better. You're not gonna say all that anymore because you've already sealed your fate with the like, oh, I can't do that. No, it's too hard. I'm too tired. Okay, pick a fucking struggle because you can't have both of them. You're not allowed to say any of that anymore because you already decided, I wanna say the stuff that's, I'm too tired, it's too hard, the gym is too expensive. Guess what? It costs $0 to go outside and go for a walk. It costs $0 to go outside, go for a run. It costs $0 to do a squat wherever you are right now. Your wishes, your hopes, your dreams, all of that shit that you've always wanted, it's only going to come into fruition when you leave your comfort zone. It's only going to come into fruition when you can realize, like, you know what? I'm actually the only reason that I don't have what I want. You're only making those excuses because you're scared that it's gonna be uncomfortable, which is valid. I'm not saying it's not valid because obviously, like, if you've never done something before, it's a lot easier to just say, oh, I haven't done it because of this. When in reality, you're just fucking scared. You're just fucking scared about having to be uncomfortable. And that's fine. And that's why it's so important to do the tiniest, ittiest, bittiest, easiest little tiny thing every single day that moves you outside your comfort zone, because the more you do that, the more you show up for yourself, the more proud of yourself you become, the more confidence you have in yourself, the less scary things get. Because you're like, wait, I did that already. This shouldn't be scary because that was scary and I made it through fine, and here I am and I'm fine. Let me go do this now. Let me go do this now. Let me go do, like, what do you mean? You're not gonna get to the top of the staircase by sitting at the bottom of the staircase. Well, I can't climb the staircase because that's 20 stairs. Nobody's asking you to climb 20 fucking stairs. What we're saying, climb one stair. You don't even have to climb it. Literally put one foot on it and then take your foot off. And now you know, oh, that wasn't so bad. Maybe I could do 2 feet next time. Maybe I can actually get on that next stair next time. You can make an excuse for every single thing in your life. You can make an excuse for every single thing in your life, and if that's what you want to believe, that's what you can believe. And if you want to get mad at people for saying, oh, you're literally just making excuses, you can get mad at people for saying you're just making excuses. At the end of the day, it's your life. It is completely up to you. It is your life, and you can live it however you please. Everything is a mental game. Life is literally just a mental fucking game, okay? So you could play it or you could get played by it, but don't take it out on other people. If you want to make the excuses of, oh, it's too hard, I'm too tired, you no longer could say, oh, I wish I was this, I wish I was that. No. And moving on to the bright side, when you finally decide to leave your comfort zone, you're going to look back at it and be like, oh my gosh, like, how was I ever comfortable there? How was I ever comfortable there? That was literally like the least comfortable place I've ever been. How did I ever think that was comfortable? Then you're gonna realize that that leap you took that felt so scary and so like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening. Like, oh, you know, you just felt like you were just like a ball of stress and fear and nerves and anxiety. That leap that you took, you're gonna realize like, actually, that was way easier than staying in my comfort zone. That little tiny leap that I just took actually felt so much better than spending one more day, one more hour in my comfort zone, because my comfort zone was actually really not that comfortable. And I understand how hard it can be to get out of these negative mindsets. I understand how hard it could be to make yourself get up and go do these things that feel scary, that feel so like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Like, there's no way in hell that I could do that. Like, it's just, nope, I'm not gonna do it. Like, you could say that it's so easy to do that, but like, you don't know about, I get it, I understand. And I understand there's so many things that make the weight of these emotions and this mindset, I understand it makes it feel like it's impossible. But at the end of the day, you're either gonna sit with these negative emotions and feelings and you're gonna choose to identify with them and say, well, I can't do that because of this, I can't do that because of this, I can't do that because of this. You are seeing this negative emotion that's happening in your head and you're saying, I want that to be me. I'm gonna take that on as mine. Or you could say, this is everything I'm currently feeling. I'm feeling all these negative emotions. I'm having this really negative outlook, but I'm gonna choose to see them as separate from me. I'm gonna choose to do things that will help these emotions feel lighter. I'm gonna choose to do things that make the weight of these emotions a lot lighter. And then, hey, guess what? Once I have even one singular pound of this emotional baggage and weight off of my back, I can move a little bit easier. I can move a little bit better than I did yesterday. The more and more you do that, no matter how fucking hard it is, if you say, I'm completely in control of my own thoughts, feelings, and emotions, you get negative thoughts that come in, you say, I'm gonna recognize these are negative thoughts, these are negative emotions. I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna say, yep, these hurt a lot and they're really heavy. And the last thing I wanna do right now is get up and make myself breakfast. That is the last thing I wanna do. But I know that it's gonna make me feel better. I know that it's gonna make the weight of these negative thoughts, this negative thinking pattern, I know that it's gonna make the weight of this a little bit lighter, so therefore I'm gonna do it. You have to show up for yourself. Nobody is gonna fucking show up for you. Nobody is gonna be with you for longer than you're gonna be with you. If you can't even rely on yourself to be there for yourself, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're the only person that has been with you since the day you were born and that will be with you till the day that you die. If you can't rely on yourself, you're gonna have a real fucking hard time. So welcome to chapter 3. How do we actually leave our comfort zones? Like, what are some actionable things that we can implement, some mindset shifts that we could try to implement that will make leaving our comfort zone feel a lot easier? I want you to think of a haunted house, like the haunted houses of like Halloween Horror Nights and Universal. just like any like haunted house, right? So like everything's set up and it's like spooky, right? Okay, not like a haunted house like, oh, like a tall tale and there's ghosts in the attic, not like that. Like a haunted house that like you pay to get into. You're gonna picture your comfort zone as one of these haunted houses, okay? Just picture it, your comfort zone is one of these haunted houses. You pay money to go into this haunted house, right? You're like, okay, here's my money, I get my ticket, I get in line, I give the person my ticket, and I'm so excited to go into this haunted house. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. It's gonna be so scary, it's gonna be so spooky, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, right? Just like you're super, super excited to stay in your comfort zone because that's what you've paid for. Your comfort zone is what you've paid for through your everyday thoughts, through your everyday actions, okay? You've paid for access to your comfort zone through the habits you've built and executed over the past X amount of days, X amount of years. That's how you gained entry to your comfort zone. You gain entry to your comfort zone by paying through your everyday habits, your everyday routines, your everyday actions, your everyday thoughts, feelings, emotions, all that stuff. That's how you were able to get into your comfort zone, okay? Just like when you go into the haunted house, you are able to enter this haunted house because you paid for a ticket and that ticket gets accepted and they let you into the haunted house, okay? Okay, so now, you know, we gave the person our ticket. We're about to go into the haunted house. We're in. Oh my gosh, we're in. Holy shit, you're holding on to the person in front of you, you're holding on to their shoulders, you're ducking your head, you know, people are popping out of you and you're like, oh my gosh, and you're screaming and you're ducking and oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. All that's going on. All of that is going on. It's like when you stay in your comfort zone, all of these scary, like, oh my gosh, here's the weight of regret. Oh my gosh, here's anxiety about the future because I didn't show up for myself last month and I actually set myself back and now I'm in my comfort zone, but it's super uncomfortable and I'm feeling super anxious and scared and I just want to like run away and hide because it's a lot easier than dealing with these emotions and it's a lot easier than dealing with the reality of my situation. It's a lot easier to just go to sleep and then say, oh, well, I couldn't do that today because I accidentally fell asleep. Okay? Haunted house, being terrified in the haunted house, being like, oh my gosh, something's popping out of me. Oh my gosh, like, is that person gonna kill me? They're the same. Yeah. Then when you finally get out of the haunted house, you are so happy it's over. You're like, oh my gosh, it's over. I don't feel scared anymore. You get to talk to your friends, but like, oh my gosh, that was so crazy. Like, I can't believe that happened. Which is super weird because you paid to get into it. That's like super strange. You paid money to get into a haunted house because you were so excited to get into this haunted house. You got into the haunted house. You spent the whole entire time screaming and ducking and oh my gosh, I'm so scared. You spent the whole entire time doing that. And you would rather be out of the haunted house than back in the haunted house, even though you spent money to get in there. Just like how when you finally leave your comfort zone, you're gonna realize like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be out of that comfort zone. Like, what the fuck was I thinking that was a good idea? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I paid my time to be in a space that was that fucking traumatizing and scary and crazy. I'm so happy I'm out of it. I'm so thankful for the experience. I'm so happy I got to experience that because it's helped me grow as a person. Just like I'm so happy I went through that haunted house because that was our plans and I was super excited and it was what it was, but holy shit was it terrifying. I'm so happy we're out. Let's go get some churros. You know what I'm saying? So now that you can kind of relate to it on that level, doesn't it feel a little bit fucking insane to want to stay there? Doesn't it feel kind of fucking nutty that we would willingly stay there? Yeah. The first little like mindset shift slash like everyday practice that you could kind of implement, I've said it before, I'm saying it now, and I will forever say it forever and ever. All you need to do is no matter what choice you're faced with, literally life is just choices. From the second you open your eyes in the morning to the second you go to bed at night, it's literally just you're making choices. All life is choices. Okay, am I gonna do this or this? I'll do this. This. You're just playing a board game. You're just going around the fucking Monopoly board, okay? That's all life is. You want to practice getting out of your comfort zone. You actually want to take that leap and you're gonna like go for it, okay? What would the girl in my dreams do right now? What would the girl in my dreams do in this situation? You told yourself you're gonna wake up at 5 a.m. Your alarm clock goes off at 5 a.m. What would my dream girl do right now? She would wake up at 5 a.m. She would shut her alarm off. She would get up. She would go put her workout outfit on, like whatever, okay? You know what she wouldn't do is snooze her alarm and stay in bed till 9. Do you see what I'm saying? Of course your initial reaction is, oh my gosh, I can't believe my alarm's going off. I just want to stay in bed. Of course that's your initial reaction. And that's where you mentally have to just be like, okay, wait, what would the girl in my dreams do right now? And you already know who the girl of your dreams is because she's the version of you that's living the life that you literally are dreaming of. Even if you're not actively thinking about the life that you want, You can go back through your everyday. You could literally go back through yesterday, the day before, this past week, this past month, and just be like, what were things that I experienced where I like wish I would have been in a different position? Like, you know when you're shopping and you're only there for one thing and you're like, oh, I wish I could buy this, but like I'm only here for that. Those type of things. You wish you could buy it. So in your mind, the dream version of yourself can go into this store and buy whatever she wants. Just as an example, right? So there's like all these instances where it's, oh, I wish I was doing this, I wish I was doing that, I wish I was doing that. Literally, for example, we'll take me for example. I started taking ballet classes, right? So fun, so humbling. Literally, I want to be better at ballet. Am I planning on becoming a professional ballerina? No, I'm not. But I don't like the fact that I can't do all the things that the teacher in the class expects of me perfectly. I don't like that I can't execute it. So you know what I've been doing? I've been taking it upon myself to stretch, to go out of my way. Every morning, 20 minutes, I'm stretching. I'm doing shit that's hard. I'm changing my workout routines to make me better at ballet. Even though, is ballet gonna change my life in this crazy fucking way and like I'm gonna become a professional ballerina and do the Nutcracker? No, but it's something that I want to be good at. Therefore, I wish I could do that. Guess what? That means my dream girl is already doing it. Because if I could see a reality in which I'm wanting to be the type of person that's good at XYZ, that has XYZ, that can do XYZ, all I have to do is, well, how do I get there? How do I get there? And you get there by saying, what would my dream girl do right now? I'm not gonna be able to do the splits by just sitting on the fucking couch and saying, oh, I wish I could do the splits. I'm just like not flexible. I'm not flexible because I don't stretch. I'm not flexible because I haven't taken it upon myself to practice doing the splits, to practice being more flexible. It's not it's not a definitive thing. It's only a definitive thing if I allow it to be. So I could spend the rest of my life saying, oh, I wish I was more flexible. Oh, what are you doing about it? Oh, absolutely nothing. Okay, I can't say that I wish I did that anymore because I'm not doing anything about it. You know what I'm saying? The only difference between you and your dream girl is literally where you live. You're living in your comfort zone. She's living outside of your comfort zone. She is living proof in your reality, in your mental reality. She is living proof of the life that you could live if you left your comfort zone. And this is why it's so important to spend time visualizing your dream self. You're not mad at who you are now by visualizing your dream life and your dream self and the girl of your dreams. You're not doing it because you're mad that you are who you are now, right? You're doing it because you know that you deserve to live the life that you have always dreamed of. You've always wished you could live. You know that you deserve better for yourself. So spending time journaling about what she has, what she looks like, what she does, her actions, her attitude, her daily routines, spending time visualizing, making vision boards, scrolling on Pinterest, and only filling your mind with like, I can see this, it is a reality, and if it's real in reality, it means I can obtain it. And the second thing that comes in handy when you're trying to like leave your comfort zone and just get a little bit more comfortable with being uncomfortable is making an actionable game plan backed by the sense of urgency. You can make an actionable game plan and take your time with it, but when it's backed by a sense of urgency, oh my gosh, you're gonna get that shit done so quick, so quick. If your teacher came up to you and said, you need to have this done in the next 20 minutes or else you're literally not gonna graduate ever, like this is make or break, you would figure it out. You would figure it out, you would get it done. If you were to stand in front of a 20-foot wall, so you're at the very bottom, and when you look up, it's 20 feet straight up to the top of this wall. And somebody said, okay, get to the top. Get to the top. Have a blast, get to the top. You would be like, how the fuck do you expect me to do that? It's a blank wall. What would you like me to do about that? I'm not gonna fucking do it. I can't do it. I'm at the bottom and the top is 20 feet away. How do you expect me to get up there? Fair, very logical, very fair analysis of the situation. But if somebody came up to you and said, you have 30 minutes to get to the top of this wall, and if you don't do it, none of your dreams and goals will ever be achieved and come true. Okay? Good luck. You would panic. You would be like, pause, what the fuck? You would take a minute and freak out. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Then some type of preservation would kick in instinctually and you'd figure out a way to get to the top of that wall. You would figure it out. You simply would. You would kick your feet into the wall to make little steps and you would get up there. And you would get up there in under 30 minutes. And that's exactly what's happening with your comfort zone, okay? You need to scare yourself into high gear, and if you would like, I can be the one to do it. You have 20 minutes to leave your comfort zone. And if you don't do it, then every single day for the rest of your life is gonna be filled with anger, regrets, worries, stress, anxiety, all these terrible emotions, okay? So you have 20 minutes to get out of your comfort zone, or the rest of your life is gonna look like that. And you're never gonna achieve your dreams or reach your goals. Obviously, you don't have 20 minutes, but who the fuck are you to think that tomorrow is promised? Who are you to sit here today and say, well, I'm not gonna do that because it's too hard. I'll just do it tomorrow. You don't know that. You don't know that. And at the end of the day, if you want to get existential about it, of course, nothing really fucking matters. But if you want to lock in and actually play life, you want to play the game of life, you could spend every single day for the rest of your life, oh, I'll start tomorrow. Oh, I'm too tired today. I'm not going to do that today. No, it's too scary. I don't want to do that. No, too much money. Don't want to do that. You could spend your whole entire life, no, I'm not going to do that because of this. No, I'm not going to do that because of this. You could spend your whole entire life doing all that. And then when you see other people living their lives and saying, oh, I wish I could do that, guess what? You could, but you're being a little bitch. And that's like point blank period. That's all it is. But one of the best things you could do for yourself is whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, visualize how this day would go. Like literally get out a journal and just don't think, like don't get stuck in the reality of your situation now. Literally, if you could write a movie scene about what this experience ideally would look like, get into it. Be like, oh my gosh, I went to my first cooking class today. It was like the best experience ever. And I met this girl there and her and we hit it off immediately and we made cookies and the teacher said I had the best cookies in the class. Stuff like that. Like just get excited about it. And once you can put yourself in that like, wait, I'm actually so excited just because I wrote this all down and I'm seeing what this day could potentially look like, you have set yourself up for like the biggest success in the whole world. And it's literally that fucking easy. You just have to actively make the choice to make your life easier. You have to say, okay, maybe I don't want to journal right now. And maybe like it just seems like really stupid. Like it's not going to do anything. It's not going to work. Do it. You can make a game plan, an actionable game plan. You can make a game plan for literally anything in your life. Any goal you want to achieve, anything you want to do, you can make the step-by-step guideline of how the fuck to do it. It's literally, you just have to be so honest with yourself. So honest with yourself. And now I feel like it's literally impossible to like not be honest with yourself. Like literally ChatGPT exists, okay? Like the possibilities are endless. You could literally like look up anything you want to know the answer to and you can have it at your fingertips. So making excuses is like so fucking, I don't know, 1900s. We're not gonna do that anymore. Oh, you're sick and tired of not having a healthy diet? Guess what? You can look up budget-friendly healthy recipes. You could look up healthy recipes for beginners, healthy recipes for super picky eaters. You could literally go into ChatGPT and be like, I don't like this, and also I don't eat this. Give me some good, healthy recipes that stay within this budget. It will do it for you. It's not scary to leave your comfort zone. It's just hard. It's not scary, it's hard. And sometimes that hard and scary line get blurred because sometimes doing hard things can be really scary. It's only scary and hard because it's new. It's literally just building a new habit and a new routine. It's really not fucking rocket science. So, with all that being said, this episode has come to an end, so let me tell you what your weekly orders are. Think of something that you've been putting off because you haven't been wanting to leave your comfort zone. So whatever it is, taking a ballet class, taking a cooking class, starting working out, applying for a new job, going in for a job interview, going on a date, making a new friend. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Just think about that thing that you've been putting off, but you know you really need to do it. Make a game plan for how the fuck you're gonna get from this is my comfort zone and this is what I wanna do. Make that game plan, be honest with yourself. I expect like you to be so brutally honest with yourself and then take the steps, okay? Take the steps, baby steps, big jumps, whatever you do, take the steps, okay? Like I said before, follow the plan, not your mood. You're gonna be scared, follow the plan. You're gonna be tired, follow the plan. You're gonna be anxious, follow the plan. The plan is put in place so that you don't have to think. You can go in autopilot. No matter how you're feeling, you say, okay, well, this is the plan, so no matter what I'm feeling, I'm gonna trust the plan. Trust the fucking plan. On that note, I hope you have a good fucking day.